Hi everyone. I wanted to take a little bit of time today to talk about an idea that may be helpful for navigating a stressful experience that some of us may have over the Christmas period. I was reflecting on it before I made the video and thinking this may be an extrovert only problem, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'd love to know from you, if you pop it down into the comments, if you're an introvert and you experience this, please let me know. And it's the idea that when we are in a social situation, the only way to be social and to be socially engaged is to be very actively engaged with people, to be asking questions and responding to questions and cracking jokes and telling stories and sharing information and talking and listening with some rapidity. A lot of us, if we're not doing that, can put intense pressure. And if we find that we have an expectation that that is what being socially engaged is, and then we don't feel like doing that, we can give ourselves a hard time. And we can start to tell ourselves stories about being disconnected and you're so hopeless around people and you're always going to be on your own and you can't be connected with anyone. You may recognize these types of thoughts arising. And there's something about the expectation that's also communicated to us through all of the messaging in our society and the cultural messaging around this time of year that puts that pressure. You think about the billboard ads and everyone's laughing and very, very active. I wanted to talk about when I first started learning and practicing these tools, the embodiment tools, understanding how to consciously and in micro doses regulate my nervous system. I did it at Christmas. It was actually one Christmas, one year. And I've talked before in a video about the benefit of a physical object that can really be regulating for you, especially if it's something that has positive emotional connection for you. I talked about a ring that I touch, that I bought when I was very young, and the stone reminds me of an ember and that feeling of, inside myself there's something that's just always glowing. And touching that helps my actual body and system to be reminded and to bring that feeling into my body and into place. This particular year, I chose a book. And so I combined a physical object with also the content of the book. And so if you're interested and you're a bit nerdy like me, Stephen Porges was the creator of the polyvagal theory, this model that looks at how the nervous system evolved and how the protective system of the nervous system. It's a way of looking at it. Deb Dana has been the person that's really translated a lot of the academic concepts into therapeutic tools. So I had this book with me. I was learning both for my own benefit and also as a practitioner, practicing things that, I thought this might be useful to use with clients. And as I was preparing today's video, I thought about telling the story about how I would do this and take the book out of my bag and randomly open a page. And I thought, well, I'll tell a story about whatever it is that I open the page to. And I opened the page to the very same page that I opened that day. I was at the Christmas gathering, family Christmas gathering of my partner, not my own. And I didn't know the family very well, and I was trying to think about things to talk about with them, and there was a lot going on. And I was starting to put that pressure on myself of, I've got to do the thing and talk and ask the questions and be, really actively center stage and present. If you're an introvert, maybe that's not how you pressure yourself, but maybe there is still an aspect where you judge that internal experience as not good enough, or maybe I'm disconnecting from people and I'm never going to make friends and I'm not being sociable. I had that story going a little bit on that day, and I opened up this page, which is describing the social engagement system. So this is the aspect of our nervous system which is all about safety and connection. In the polyvagal, it's called ventral vagal. You can have a look at some of my other videos where I explain this in a bit more detail. If we are in that state, we're in the aspect of our nervous system that is communicating safety and connection, we're in our ventral vagal complex. We're in the ventral vagal aspect of our nervous system. And I opened up the page to a description of, and now I bookmarked it for this video, and then I took the bookmark out. So let's take a look if I can find the exercise for you. You can talk amongst yourselves while I look. Let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, thank you for your patience. So I want to actually read what she said. Rather than a straightforward on or off mode, the social engagement system can be online and bring a range of responses. Sometimes you may feel a pull to enter into conversations, and at other times feel a deep contentment to sitting back and listening. One moment you may be moving in synchrony with another person, while the next brings the joy of being an observer. Between the two ends of engagement, there are a variety of experiences. This was extremely illuminating for me. And in this page, in the next page, in this section, you can see, I'll come on this side so you can see the light. You can see, I'll bring it closer as well. Here we have open and engaged, internal and engaged, actively connecting. What does that actually say? Quietly appreciating, and a whole bunch of different experiences in between. And so the experience of being quiet and being internal in these moments when we're surrounded by people may still be an expression of being in an experience of social engagement. And we are still benefiting from that experience of connecting, even though we're not telling the joke, cracking the joke, telling the story, talking, listening, asking a million questions. Learning these things about the nervous system is a really good way to start to bring together different aspects of our brain. So a lot of the difficulties that we experience are because the neuroception aspect of our brain, the part that is guided by the nervous system and just reacts in protection and safety and threat and is scanning all the time and determining that, we bring that into harmony with the conscious mind, with the thoughts, with the aspect of our brain that is responsible for perception. So when we can bring perception and neuroception together, this is where in previous videos I've joked about, this is where the superpowers start to come in, because we're able to go, oh, I know where I am in my nervous system. I'm feeling this way, or I'm acting this way, or I'm thinking this way because a threat has been determined. I'll just check out whether there is a threat or not, and then I'm going to regulate my nervous system. I know what tool to use to bring it back to this ventral vagal state, this willingness to connect, and having that compassion and that gratitude for our nervous system that's doing that. And in the example of the Christmas lunch, maybe we had quite difficult examples of that, experiences of that growing up, and so there isn't a natural sense of safety. And so we can be grateful to our nervous system that's really attuned to looking for those cues as to whether we're here or not, whether we're safe or not. And then also to be really recognizing that to participate within the social engagement system with our community doesn't require us having to be super active and asking people questions or talking to them, that we can be simply enjoying in our ventral vagal state, in our sense of connectedness, being internal, quiet, and connected. So I hope this is helpful for you. It was a big shift for me and really helpful for some of my clients as well. And I'm going to be doing a few little videos like this to support you in building, and this is what I hope for you, that over this Christmas period, that you have a flexible and resilient nervous system growing inside you. Take care.